Okay, folks, I got this in the letterbox, so I'm going to utilise it. It's got a really nice picture that I'd like to use out of it. Let's see how we go with it. It's got a nice big panorama. Oh, it's not large, filling the page, but it's a panorama. Let's see how we go with it, folks. Just going to take part of this panorama, not doing the whole lot. I don't know how big it's going to be, folks. Okay, let's see what we have here. This will be an interesting one. It is. This is to do with your guide to the place, design and landscape plan, Western Harbour Tunnel. So it's an interesting piece. We're not interested in the front page. Front page looks pretty boring. Just got to try and get the page. Here's the panorama, folks. This lovely picture of, we'll get up close to it. This is showing the Sydney Harbour and the harbour, including the Harbour Bridge. So we're interested in mostly this section here, up to the edge of the page. So I'll just show it to you, folks. So it's a panorama, an interesting piece, a nice bright and sunny day of a panorama. So I'm going to just somehow work out where to place this. So I'm just going to cut it off here, I do think. So I'm just trying to cut it off here. I'm going to have to enlarge it less on the horizontal by the looks of things. It's going to be tricky trying to line it up with that because that's going to have to be at the top there. So it's really tricky to try and work out just where to line it up. Try and keep it as much as we can. It's tricky, folks. Yeah, that's an interesting start. We lost the Harbour Bridge though. We need the Harbour Bridge. And it looks a bit crooked. It looks a bit on an angle. I don't know if I've got it straight enough. I think I'm just going to see. The Harbour Bridge should be on this side. We're going to straighten it up a bit, because it looks like we're a bit crooked, or we could be wrong. It could be all right. So just going to line that up. Going to maybe lessen the enlargement on the horizontal. So yeah, it's going to be compressed on the vertical, if I'm correct. It's going to be, or compressed on the horizontal, should I say. So it's not going to look just like your typical photograph. It's going to look squishy. But it's what they call artistic license, folks. Or that's what I call artistic license. And that's come up looking really quite interesting. Maybe we'll move it up a bit on the vertical with the I'm going to enlarge it less, even less. So I'm just going to lift it up a bit. Tricky, folks. This one's a tricky one. that's coming up looking better. We've got a lovely view of the oval, which is really nice. It's nice to show that on the piece. We don't want to push it up any higher because we don't want to lose the harbour bridge. I do think we are losing the harbour bridge by pushing it up, so we're going to have to push it back down again. Yeah, we're going to have to push it down because the harbour bridge is going to be clipped, and the harbour bridge is like really a part of this picture, an integral part. It wouldn't be Sydney, Australia without it, folks. It wouldn't be Aussie. It wouldn't be our city without the harbour bridge, folks. Yeah, that's looking better now, although the harbour bridge looks a bit far down. We did push it down a bit too far. The harbour bridge is just there. Maybe we'll push it up again. It's looking squishy because we're compressing the image, essentially, folks. We're compressing the image. And the harbour bridge does look a bit squishy as well. So we're just raising it a little bit. So yeah, the harbour bridge is just in the right place, and we've got the harbour bridge in its entirety, which is really nice. So I do think this is how we're going to run the job. It's going to look really nice, hopefully. So we've got the harbour bridge nicely displayed. Sydney Harbour Bridge. Well, it wouldn't be Sydney without it, folks. So these are our two pieces that we've got so far, two normal pieces. So we're just going to go and bang off our two mirrored pieces. Yeah, it wouldn't be old Sydney town without the harbour bridge, without the old coat hanger that we've come so much to know and love. I do think the Sydney Opera House should have been in place, come to think of it, but I'm thinking the harbour bridge will be. I don't know why I didn't think of the Opera House. I do wonder if we're going to stop it there and we're going to maybe incorporate the Opera House. I don't know, folks. I don't know. I do wonder if we're going to utilise the Opera House or if we're going to keep it like we have it. I'm just going to use my intuition. Because, yeah, we can't. It's probably going to be too squishy, too compressed if I put everything in. It's a tough one, folks. I just crossed my mind just when I got all the settings up. Because, yeah, the old Opera House, but that would mean I'd have to squash the image further. It would be compressed further, and it might be a little bit too compressed. The old saying is a bit of a trade-off, folks. But the harbour bridge is indeed a great centrepiece. Well, it's not a centrepiece, it's as such, but it's at the top of the part in the mirror image, at the top in the inside corner where it's meant to be, because we don't want to compress the image too far. Because yeah, and that's come up looking really quite an Aussie treat. I think we can now call this demo quits.